I should keep your image open.
You want me to keep it open? If you want
No,
to see.
Okay. So we'll start. Right. So we are doing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Part 2. This is Chapter 13. We are continuing with Chapter 13. And this chapter is called the Hamsa Avatar Answers Question. We are still doing the Uddhava Gita part of it. And Krishna is telling Uddhava about all the different things, different methods of becoming a devotee. So we are doing verse 26, chapter 13. A person who has thus achieved me, by understanding that he is not different from me, realizes that the material mind is lodged within the sense object because of constant sense gratification, and that the material objects are existing prominently within the material mind. Having understood my transcendental nature, he gives up both the material mind and its object. Now, the words are very, you have to understand the logic behind these words. So we are talking about the material minded person, and he says, a person who has thus achieved me by understanding that he is not different from me, realizes that the material mind is lodged within the sense objects because of constant sense gratification. So, every human being has a material mind. Now, this material mind gets attracted inside an object. So, the object is there, material mind is here, it is always drawn towards the object. Now, let us say the object is a very fancy looking Ferrari. Okay, it is parked somewhere on the road, and you are walking down that street. So when you're walking down the street, what happens? You see that beautiful shiny car. So you get attracted towards it. Now, how much is the attraction depends on what kind of liking you have for that object. So let us say you like cars. So you would want to sit on the wheel, you want to drive it, you want to feel it, you want to own it. So this is how it goes. So what happens is the material mind is lodged inside. It is as if it is gone and settled itself inside the driver's seat of the Ferrari. So understood? So inside the sense object. And then it requires the sense gratification. That means you have to feel that yes, I am happy, I am driving this car, or I own this car. And that the material objects are existing prominently within the material mind. So that object is inside of you. So both ways, your mind is inside that object, and the object is inside of the person. A spiritually realized being has this idea that the mind is attracted towards this object and the object is inside the mind. So he shuns them. He doesn't get involved in any of the actions associated with the object. So how does he do that? He doesn't even bother so much about the object. While passing on the road, he will see the object, but he's not going to get attracted towards it. So he's not going to sit on that object, or he doesn't want to own that object. He may just see through that and just walk away. So having understood my transcendental nature, he gives up both material mind and its object. So this person who is a devotee of mine, what does he do? He doesn't look at the object. He is not caring about that object. And he is not even bothered about whether his mind is attracted towards it or not. Now think about it. Now this is not to be mixed up with another example which I will give you. Okay. Now let us say the person is not having legs. Okay. He is a lame person. Now, do you think that the lame person would feel like driving a Ferrari? He has already eliminated it because he says you require legs, for the clutch and your brake and everything. So he has already eliminated it, and he will look at it and he will walk away from there. He may just like the color of it or may like the look of it. But beyond that, he is not even interested because he has eliminated it from his physical ability. That is nothing to do with devotion. So don't mix up things where a teetotaler who doesn't like to see the drinks. Somebody who is a teetotaler, he is not even interested in drinks. He is not interested in the drinks, so he is not looking at the drinks. He is not the criteria over here. So don't mix up this with the devotional aspect. The devotional aspect is when the person is a devotee of the Lord, he is not even going to be interested in the object. Okay, so these two separate it out. Waking, sleeping, and deep sleep are the three functions of intelligence and are caused by the modes of material nature. The living entity within the body is ascertained to possess characteristics different from these three states and thus remain as a witness to them. Now, imagine there are three states in every human being. What are the three states in the human being? One is called the waking state. Now, just now when you are watching this satsang, naturally you are awake. Yeah, some people like to sleep in the satsang, that's a different story. But if it is a boring satsang, then yes, you would like to sleep. But people are watching the satsang. So naturally, they are awake. Now, when you go into a state of you are just about to fall asleep, you go in another state which is called the dream state. And then you go in a deep sleep state. So there are three states. Now, in the three states, there is a fourth person who is watching it. So just imagine in the waking state, you are there, you understand that there is a sleep state. That means just now you are awake. Okay. Then you are just about to fall asleep. You go in a dream state, which is called the REM, that rapid eye movement, we call it. And then you go in a dreamless sleep, which is complete sleep. So these three states you have always heard of. So there is a fourth state. Now let me give you an idea about the fourth state. Who is the one who tells you that you are awake? Who is the one who tells you that you were dreaming? And who is the one who tells you that you were fast asleep? Somebody tells you, isn't it? You look at yourself as, oh, I am going to do this. Who is this I who is going to do? So we have a fourth state, which is beyond the three states. Now remember this is called the fourth state of being. And this fourth state is very unique. It is called witness. Remember, next time, a very simple thing which you can try out in your life. Do you know that you get angry over certain things? Suppose you don't like the arrangement of certain things. You get angry over it, isn't it? Or you feel that somebody who is supposed to do certain work has not done it in a particular manner. Do you feel angry? Do you get angry? Do you want to bash that person up or do you want to do something? Something like that is going on in your mind. Look at yourself and say, now I know I am going to get angry. How? Because this is a very common occurrence. When this happens, I always get angry. So what does it mean? What have you done? You have created a state which is called the witness state. A witness state is a state where you know very well what you are going to do. Suppose you have to study. I'm sure this you must have done in your college days or in your school days. And usually when you are studying, after reading just 3-4 lines, this is so boring, I wish there was something else to do. What needs to do? यार पिक्चर जाना मांगता है, घूमने को जाना मांगता है, फ्रेंड्स लोग, then you'll just look up your phone and say, hey, can I call up my friend, and you're just messaging him. So what has happened after the four lines that you might have read? You have got completely distracted, you have gone in another state. Okay. And then you close the book and you just close your eyes and say, oh, I wish these exams were not there. I wish this was not there. This is the kind of thoughts which keep on coming. It is so common occurrence in human beings that they know exactly what they are going to do. You should know how you perform every time when this action happens. So let us say, for example, there is a husband and a wife, okay, or there are children and parents. The parents are so used to the child's behavior that they know the child is going to do this exactly. Or the husband and the wife are sitting over there, and the wife knows exactly what the husband is going to do. Suppose they are watching a television and the wife tells the husband, in the fridge I have kept something, can you go and get it? She knows exactly what the husband is going to do. She is going to think in her mind, he is not going to get up from here. एक बार बैठ गया तो बैठ गया. वो है ना 2 मिनट के बोलेगा ना, ये तू जाके लेके आना. Oh, but don't you know this is exactly how things are going to happen? In our life, we know so well how the other person is going to behave. And yet we get angry. And yet we feel bad about the whole thing. And yet sometimes we feel happy about it. The child who is used to, that small baby, it keeps on laughing. Or nowadays the craze is to see the cats, the dogs in all these channels. In every Facebook page you will find that the dogs are doing the same thing, the cats are doing the same thing, the panda is doing the same thing, and yet you will look at the panda and say, oh, so cute, so cute. Come on, he's going to do the same thing. What? All right, exactly like Donald Trump, okay? He's going to do the same thing. Don't expect anything different from him, and don't expect Mr. Modi or any other person to react differently. So why are you getting so carried away by it? So exactly how you have to look at your mind. Stand outside your own self and say, oh, now you're going to get angry. See? Now you're going to get upset. And when you get upset or you get angry, and if you know exactly how things are going to, pan out, can you not control it? It will become an easy task if you can stand outside your own self and control your own self. I know it is easy to say these words but difficult to do, but try to see it from that point of view and you will understand. At least your knowledge will start. What kind of knowledge? I know how to control myself. So next time, just try it out. So, the living entity within the body is ascertained to possess characteristics different from these three states and thus remain as a witness to them. So this was an introduction to the fourth state, which is called the witness state. Every human being should know the witness state. The reason is because then you will make less of problems in your own world. Right? So you know how kg you are if today the manager just says to you, hey, after in the evening, come and see me. Already your mind has started creating. इसको अभी बोलने को क्या होता है? First, secondly, if he has to go and give me a bashing, why he cannot just not tell me only? I can finish it off. In the evening, just now it's the morning, and then he's talking about the evening. That means till evening I have to sit with tenterhooks. मैं क्या करेगा क्या करेगा क्या करेगा क्या करेगा? And then some friend of yours comes in your cubicle and says, do you know something? They are transferring those guys out there. They're the 20 guys who got transferred to. Okay. Oh, so this guy is thinking of transferring me. Now there are more inputs. And then more inputs. And every new step that happens along the way, more inputs. When you know exactly how you are going to behave, You will become your own behavioral scientist, okay? You know exactly what is going to happen. And every human being knows this. And yet, we always think, no, today is a different day. आज कुछ अलग होने वाला है. So, this is a witness state. Okay. The spirit soul is trapped in the bondage of material intelligence, which awards him constant engagement in the illusory modes of nature. But I am the fourth state of consciousness beyond wakefulness, dreaming, and deep sleep. Becoming situated in me, the soul should give up the bondage of material consciousness. At that time, the living entity will automatically renounce the material sense objects and the material mind. So, Krishna here is telling, remember, I am your fourth state. I am your fourth state. Your fourth state is a very, very logical. It has got clarity in its own self. It knows exactly how things are going to happen. Just recently, I came across a case which was like, you know, and there was this lady who got married very late. And now she knew the whole story because in her life she has seen n number of the same stories happening. And then, as usual, the first month was very good. You know how all the Reddys and all this, how people from Andhra are, first everything happens through that. पहला रोकड़ा लेना देना, उसके बाद लड़की को ठीक से रखना. And then what happens after second month and third month? The same traditional thing which has happened in every family in this world. Okay, there is nothing different. So every day now a new story is coming up. So husband started beating her, ill-treating her, everything. So many months had gone by. So finally, when she was pinging me late in the night, I asked her, "What is your problem?" So she said, "I don't want to stay with that person." I said, "Yeah, why? Suddenly, after so many months, you're dreaming about this whole thing. How can you do that?" "But I can't do this." I said, "Why?" "I am pregnant." "Oh, so now pregnancy has come in the picture, so you can't do a certain number of things." So every time, and this is a very, very common thing with, I think, in the last, those who have been with me for many years know this. I think we have come across so many case histories where this is like a common thing. Something happens, there is a fight, there is a beating, there is this, there is that, and then I don't want to stay with this guy and all that. And then why you don't want to go ahead and do something? No, because of this reason, person is beating me, but I am carrying, I am pregnant, or this is happening. What will I tell the world? What is the world going to tell me? It's the same story, isn't it? At that point in time, there is that small voice inside of you which is telling you the right thing to do, which is called the consciousness. Okay? And this consciousness has a very clear clarity about what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. It tells you that certain things have to be done in a certain way. And what are the certain ways? Distraction. Remove all the distractions from the middle. What are the things that are distracting you? So remove them away. There is I think today or maybe tomorrow, there is Oscars which might be there, And there is a very beautiful movie called La La Land, which might win a whole horde of Oscars for all you know. And the story is very funny. It is not pertaining to our normal lives. But today, the new generation which is come up, which is called the millennials or the generation Y, the generation Z, they actually understand this. Their levels of expectation are different than our levels of expectation. Our levels is because most of the people are 30 plus, no, that is why I'm saying our levels. Okay, I am so like an ancient person from the Mohenjo-daro age or something like that. All right, but all of you are at least in the age group where you are in a position to understand. So in this story there is a man and a woman. They are in love. I'm going to cut the story into very 4 lines, okay, 3 4 lines. And they keep on meeting and everything happens, and yet they don't stay together. They consider that the life which they have, which is basically their career and whatever that they are supposed to do, is far greater. Though each of them use each other, by the way. They use each other to go ahead in their own world. This is the society which we are coming to. Tomorrow the society is going to be where the man and the woman are partners. Now I cannot say man and the woman. Even Narendra Modi Sarji over here has told very clearly the sex education which is supposed to be in India, and for six standard, 7 standard is a new education which has come up, by the way, where I was shocked to see what they have said, because a man can have a relationship with anybody in this world, I believe. Okay, anybody? Yes, a man can like another man, a woman can like another woman. Now you are telling a group of children who are in 6th standard, 7th standard, 8th standard, 9th standard, or maybe 10th standard, that this is what is the norm of this whole universe. So, are you not also putting thoughts in their mind? But no, the education has to be done like that. And yes, there are pros and cons, but a man should know. Yes. See, today I'm just straight away from the subject. I will come back to the subject, don't worry. The new norms are these. And listening to them, that is a mind which can be molded. Remember this. A mind is at that age when the child can be molded. And you are giving them thoughts. Exactly like, legal marijuana is available in America. Okay. It's like the legal cigarettes are available. Okay. So when I was a kid, everybody used to smoke. हम लोग के टाइम पे जमाने में वो क्या था, विल्स, फोर स्क्वायर, चार मीनार, all those brands were very famous, and all the heroes used to smoke like that. So as a young mind, every child was thinking, oh, that is a done thing, let me also smoke, because I would like to try it out. Was it not giving inputs to a young mind that that is an acceptable thing? And then you come out with another thing, oh, it is injurious to health, you are going to get cancer. And then you try to rework the whole thing saying, don't do this. Think about it. So on one side you say, it's a very good thing. And then on the other side you say, it's not a good thing. But already the child's mind is contaminated by the thoughts, isn't it? Similarly, today, when the sex education has come into India, there are more than half a million teachers who are getting trained in this new kind of an education in India, where they are talking about all kinds of things. Now, what happens to the young people? I am not saying you should not give. I am saying that there has to be a certain age group at which you can give. So, likewise, the mind. So, we come backwards now. So, in the mind, when you are thinking about certain things, you are thinking. Your mind is motivated by these things around you, isn't it? So, we come back to the story once again where the man and the woman are together, even in this movie La La Land. They have arrived at a juncture where they do not think that it is important to come together. They think it is important that you use this person and this person uses you, and yet you go ahead in your world. Those who are beyond 30 will think, you know what, this is not a done thing, boss. सेटल हो जाना चाहिए, शादी करना चाहिए, बच्चे पैदा करो, ये करो, वो करो, फैमिली खड़ा करो. But below 30, the person is saying, no, it is important, I need to do this in my life. So who is right and who is wrong? I cannot say that this person is right or that person is wrong, because everybody's thought processes are different. So here Krishna is telling something very unique. So let me come back to this book once again. What is Krishna saying? There are three states, which is again sleep, dreaming, waking state. And there is somebody who is watching these three states, that is called the witness state. He says the witness state is me. The witness state doesn't interfere in these three, but can give inputs to this, by the way. Can give inputs to these three states. So in the waking state, if you see an object, in some states in the United States, marijuana is legal. You can go and buy it, just like you can buy in some of the Scandinavian countries. There are those bars, you can go and take it. So the fourth state will tell you, see, everybody knows that this object can become addictive. Is it correct or wrong? The idea that this person, the fourth state, is telling you is that is an addictive thing. Is it necessary to go and take it? So the three states of your state, try करने में क्या जाता है? अच्छा, तो करो try फिर. The witness state is not going to object to it. If you try or if you don't try, the witness state is only a witness. Even if a murder is happening, it's only witnessing it. It's not indulging in the action. Remember this. The fourth state is a witness state. It doesn't indulge in any action. It is just watching. It just watches. It's like a TV camera, put over there. It's just watching. The TV camera doesn't go, hey, chori mat kar. ऐसा नहीं बोलता है. हाँ, नहीं तो इमेजिन करना, टीवी कैमरा में थोड़ा सा कुछ वॉइस रहेगा, hey, don't rob, okay, don't pick up that thing, oh, don't do this. ऐसा नहीं है. वो fourth state is called the witness state, and the witness state is just witnessing the action. But it tells you, what does it tell you? A person who is doing a hold up looks at the camera. Isn't the camera saying, I am watching you? It is telling, no, I am watching you. Exactly how the witness state is. The witness state tells you, I am watching you. Don't you know that you are not supposed to do those things? Don't you know that this is the right path and this is the wrong path? Don't you know that the nature of that person? Think about it. There are lots of people in this world who will say, na, मैंने drink छोड़ दिया. या फिर, like there was a case which happened a few days ago. The khaini, that tobacco which you get, tobacco. The person couldn't speak, couldn't breathe, couldn't do anything. The doctor said, ये खैनी खाने का छोड़ दो. Okay. And all the reports came clear. When all the reports came clear, the doctor said, देखो, your throat is congested and your chest is congested because of your khini and all that kind of stuff. Don't eat it, okay? And don't drink. The person just looks at him. मेरे को खाने का है तो मैं खाएगा. Oh. So even after going through such horrible conditions, you still want to do that. So the witness state, is it not telling that person, Smoking is injurious to health. Eating खैनी is not proper. And drinking is not good for health. ये सब बोलता है. The fourth state is actually telling you, don't do it. Don't you know your nature? Every human being has a nature. So the human being is so frail a creature that he falls down for his nature n number of times. The same things he is going to do, the same mistake he keeps on. I should not call it a mistake because repetition of the same act is no longer called a mistake. You see, if you do a mistake, it's the first time, that's called a mistake. Second time, no, you can't call it a mistake. Sorry, sorry, mistake हो गया. Third time, sorry, mistake हो गया. Fourth time, sorry, mistake हो गया. I mean, keep on thinking about it. Do you really believe that every time the same thing happens, the thing is actually called a mistake? It's become an addiction, it's become a habit with that person. जैसे वो हस्बैंड वाइफ को मारता है और वाइफ मार खा के लेती है फर्स्ट टाइम और वो सॉरी बोलेगा फर्स्ट टाइम, सेकेंड टाइम उसको मारेगा बोलेगा सॉरी, थर्ड टाइम मारेगा बोलेगा सॉरी, फोर्थ टाइम मारेगा बोलेगा सॉरी. इज इट अ मिस्टेक? नहीं ना. It has become a habit with him and you have allowed him to do that. So this lady who came to me a few days ago, you have allowed him to use his hand on you. What kind of an idiot are you? You are an educated engineer. से बड़ा बड़ा डिग्री लेने के बाद फायदा क्या है? दिमाग में भूसा भरा हुआ है. So always remember, the fourth state tells you these intelligent things. You have the right to take certain decisions in your world. Don't take the wrong decisions, okay? Stay out of that wrong decision making capabilities of yours. And don't say it's a mistake. Don't try to shy away from what you got to do. So you do what you got to do. And it's extremely important that you do it. It is in the material world, you will say, मेरे self respect के लिए बहुत अच्छा है. Okay, self respect है, चलो ठीक है. No. What we are talking over here is called giving the fourth state the power of attorney. So, the fourth state you need to listen to, not the first three. Listen to that witness. The witness is talking softly to you. People sometimes mistake conscience with consciousness. Conscience is the small voice which keeps on, hey, don't do this. The conscience says these words. Witness says, बस तुमको मालूम है तुम कौन से खड्डे में जा रहे हो. You know exactly which gutter you are going into. You know what decision to take. I am not going to be involved in the decision making. You are the person who either goes to heaven or to hell. या भाड़ में तू जा तेरा देखते. The fourth state is very, I could not call it cruel, but it's actually very cruel. It tells you decision is in your hands, okay? And the man is so addicted towards, his sense objects and the senses that he actually ends up doing the same thing over and over and over again. वो जैसे कि है ना, repetition है, serial चलते रहता है ना इंडिया में. In India, the serials are, mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, those kind of things. And nowadays it has become women's empowerment serial. I don't know what women's empowerment serial talks about, but every serial, every second serial or more than 50-60% of the serials is women's empowerment. And women's empowerment means when she's sleeping also, she's having full makeup on. When she gets up also, nothing has happened to her. She's got full makeup on. I never thought an emancipated woman keeps makeup all the time. I don't see. Just now I was seeing a very beautiful film by Ginsberg. Okay. And she talks about some nice things. I don't think she was putting she had not a heavy makeup. But unfortunately, we think like that. Okay. All the American serials, what are they about? Crime. Every second thing, there is some police, and there is some CBIs, and there is some CIDs, and then there is some CIA and FBI. यही चलते रहता है. तो बोला क्वांटिको में वो CIA कुछ होगा, और दूसरा सीरियल में वो है, होमलैंड में वो है, I mean, I don't know half of the I don't know most of the serials, but I every serial you look at it, it's the same. What exactly is this? So now you know how the serials are going to be. Every serial is just a permutation combination of the second one. So this witness state tells you exactly, okay, sir, you are you are going to do permutation combination of the same thing. Okay, nothing different. तो बोला पहले कॉपी कैसे करते थे, बोले मैं हाथ में लिख के जाता था। अभी अभी क्या है, मेरे ईयर में ईयर पीस है, मेरा अगर भाई बैठे है वो बोलता है मेरे को बाहर से, अच्छा yesterday somebody from the party said, see, I'm going to show you how people cheat in the election, and there was a covering for this finger. You know, they put the ink over there, no? So you can go put another finger, you know, that another cover, and go and vote again and again and again. I believe that is what they do now. So every time the mind comes up with how to be deceptive better and better and better. So it's like a person who is used to a particular style and he says, "Yeah, ऐसा नहीं करने का." अच्छा. Oh, one day I had a very funny experience with one girl. Okay. So I don't understand the difference between drinks, but let me tell you what she said. And finally, my question was different. She says that I drink gin. I said gin बोलेगा तो hard drinks होता है ना? हाँ, थोड़ा थोड़ा लेती हूँ मैं. I said very good. And then she says, I have given up, you know. Acha, what? You have given up. Then now what is the new thing? It's vodka. मैंने बोला अच्छा जिन से vodka हो गया. Don't you think it's a drink only? No, but it is not as अच्छा. It is not as powerful or something. Okay, I said ठीक है. And then a few months later, she's telling me, वो I have given up vodka and gin and all that. मैं अभी breezer लेती हूँ. तो बोला breezer क्या होता है? बोलते हैं वो थोड़ा अलग टाइप का. वो मैंने बोला वो दारू का दुकान में ही मिलता है ना? बोला हाँ. तो वो तो दारू ही है बॉस. Just because you call it by some other name, it doesn't change it, okay? And I didn't understand the difference between all these three. So basically what she was trying to say is my mind told me that this is milder than this is milder than this. But to get the kick, I need to drink so many bottles of that. Okay. And then finally, in the last instance, she was telling me about something else. And it was more hilarious. I drink only beer now. You drink only beer now. And the beer में क्या alcohol नहीं रहता है क्या? So it was very funny. It was a hilarious conversation. And I said, एक काम करना, तू बियर ले या जिन ले या वोडका ले या पता नहीं और क्या क्या लेना, सब एक ही है. Your mind is just giving you different situations, and you are trying to get away from the same shit. Okay, so be a witness, and the witness state is Krishna's state. Always remember this. The false ego of the living entity places him in bondage and awards him exactly the opposite of what he really desires. Therefore, an intelligent person should give up his constant anxiety of material enjoyment and remain situated in the Lord who is beyond the functions of material consciousness. This is such a beautiful statement. You see, we have aspirations and we think, see, I am doing something different now. Okay, what different are you doing? पहले मैं सब गलत किया, अभी मैं सही कर रहा है. अच्छा सही कर रहा है, क्या सही कर रहा है? You see, this is something different. But what happens to this person? The person, I will give examples, don't worry. The false ego has given some new examples over there. And this false ego is telling the living entity, the bondage is still existing. and but the awards are going to be different. I will give you an example on that. You see, in your college days, okay, there was a crowd which loves to go out for dancing. There is a crowd which loves to go for drinking. और जब भी देखो तभी वो पूछेगा, आज शाम को जाएंगे हाँ? क्या? There is a crowd, always. There is a crowd which loves to do all kinds of different things, like going for plays and, plays and serials and some such type of a thing. And there is even a kind of a group which is going to tell you about political धरना करेंगे. अरे पॉलिटिकल धरना, अरे तुम लोग सीपीएम स्टेट में क्या पॉलिटिकल धरना तो हर जन, everybody does. Think about Calcutta or think about Kerala. I think every college, everywhere there is one political group, है ना? And everybody goes with the jhanda, all right? And so you have joined this group, and you think you have done something very different. So what happens to this student? First time he is attracted to one group, then he falls out of that group and he gets attracted to the second. Then he falls out of the second and gets attracted with the third. And every time he gets attracted with the new person, he thinks, the new group, he thinks he is growing in stature. But what does destiny do for him? दो तमाचा लगाता है. समझ में आया? दो तमाचा मतलब gives two tight slaps and says, sorry boss, what you are doing is not correct and I am going to give you this as the answer. And it exactly does the opposite of what he really desires. Okay, I will tell you another story. So this story I think you understood in college days का, हम लोगों ने भी किया है. I mean, I personally have changed, I think, not less than about 4 or 5 parties in my own college days. Okay. अभी कोई भी बोलता था ना, एक चलो तुमको इडली खिलाता है मैं, तो बोला अच्छा ठीक है, मैं सीपीआई के लिए बैठता हूँ, ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स फेडरेशन ऑफ इंडिया होगा, अखिल बिहार, एबीवीपी, आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी पार्टीज वर देयर, एवरी पार्टी आई विल गो एंड सिट ओवर देयर, क्योंकि सब जन खिलाते थे मैं जाके उधर बैठता था. और हर एक के लिए क्या, because my fees were raised by 10 rupees. Our college fees for the quarter were raised by 10 rupees or 20 rupees. So we have to sit in a dharna. How stupid does that sound? Today when I look back at it, it sounds like, oh my God, what is it that you're doing? Sitting outside college in one tent, And the principal would come out and wonder, what are you doing over here? Always the principal would come and ask the same question. And it never worked. Okay, it never worked. But still, we always thought कि होता है. अभी एक story बताता हूँ. There was this great guy whom I knew from my past. All right. And when he was doing his SSC examination, okay, there used to be one girl he was interested in. So when he wrote his examination, बहुत दिन उनका अफेयर चला, उसके बाद एग्जामिनेशन लिखा उसने, उसको कोई ज्यादा मार्क नहीं मिला. So he said, क्या करेगा यार, मेरे को ठीक तरह से लिखने को नहीं आया पेपर and all that. So he got less amount of marks. 2 months later, the girl was out of his life because she had joined some other college. She had joined college at the end of the railways. हमारे यहाँ वेस्टर्न रेलवे, सेंट्रल रेलवे था, तो she had joined some South Bombay college and he was somewhere in the North Bombay. कॉलेज का फर्स्ट ईयर में एक दूसरा लड़की मिला उसको, ठीक है. एंड वो दूसरा लड़की तो कॉलेज का एकदम अच्छा दिखने में, चिकना, वन इज ब्यूटी क्वीन ऑफ द कॉलेज. एवरीबडी यूज्ड टू लाइक हर, एवरीबडी वांटेड टू बी फ्रेंड्स विद हर. सो ही कंटिन्यूड टू बी फ्रेंड्स विद हर. एट द एंड ऑफ द ईयर ही सेड, लास्ट ईयर जैसा हुआ वैसा नहीं होएगा, आई एम गोइंग टू स्टडी हार्ड. एंड ही गॉट गुड मार्क्स. फॉर्चुनेटली फॉर हिम, ही केम इन फर्स्ट क्लास. Then came the second year of his college. Second year of college में ये लड़की के साथ इतना झगड़ा होता था कि पूछो मत. So every second day there was one Ramayana and Mahabharata in his life, And by the time he came to his results, he was literally like, Devdas bolte हैं हमारे हिंदी में उसको. He was like a Devdas, he had one long beard, long hair, and he looked like an Adi Manav. Okay. And this guy, sorry, Brito, I'm not saying something like that to you. So do you understand? This guy was always lost in that, haze. And his results were so pathetic. He came in second class. He wanted to become a doctor or engineer or something like that. And he came in second class. Second class में कौन देता है किसको admission? So during my time, he didn't get admission. So we all said, poor fellow. Okay. वो लड़की छोड़ के गई. She went for medical. All right. This guy stayed in the college. He continued with us for the next year. And he said, ऐसे सब लड़की के साथ मैं कभी नहीं जाएगा उसके बाद. I will become really very good and I will do this and I will do that. वो बोला उसने मेरे को. मतलब थर्ड ईयर ऑफ कॉलेज में तो बोला कि कोई भी लड़की के साथ मैं नहीं जाऊंगा. बस गालिब ने बोला है ना, वापस तो वही खड्डे में गिरने वाला है. क्यों? So वो वापस ही went again, some new girl from his area, from his colony, wherever he was staying. बोला बहुत अच्छी लड़की है. She's like she's very good. She's extremely good in studies. We study together. अच्छा? Yeah. She's from this other college, National College करके एक था बाजू में हम लोग के. So she's from National College. I am from Ruparel College. बोला बहुत अच्छी लड़की है. वो भी साइंस कर रही है, मैं भी साइंस कर रहा हूँ. हम लोग दोनों जन बहुत अच्छा पढ़ाई करते हैं. सर पढ़ाई करते हैं कहाँ से? No, she is very ambitious. Yes, she is very ambitious. दोनों का रिजल्ट्स का 12 बज गया. In the final year of examination, this guy came in second class, okay, at the graduation level. Then I asked him, अभी क्या करेगा? क्या करेगा? लॉ ज्वाइन करेगा. बोला सब जो फेल होते हैं या एकदम कम मार्क्स मिलता है वो लॉ ही ज्वाइन करते हैं ना. मैं लॉ ज्वाइन करेगा. वो तेरी गर्लफ्रेंड का क्या हो गया? क्या हो गया? उसके माँ बाप ने बोला तेरा नंबर बराबर नहीं है, उसका शादी कर दिया. बोला उसका शादी कर दिया. We like to bullshit ourselves every time by thinking that something different is going to happen. It never happens. Remember this. Always remember this one thing. The same mistake you are going to do again, but you're going to call it by a different name. You're going to say, I am doing something different. And your mind is so deceptive, it tells you are going to do different. Boss. It tells you are going to do different. See, I gave you examples which are connected to college days. Now let me come to our examples in normal life. If somebody is used to taking a loan, that person says every time when they take a loan, no, this loan I'm going to take so that I can get out of my problem. The next loan also they will say, oh, this is a loan specifically for these purposes. It never works. Just like falling in love every time and giving some new example that I am going to be free from this thing doesn't work. Just like it never worked for this friend of mine. It never works for person in the material world also. You keep on doing the same mistake again and again and again and again. But calling it by different name doesn't change anything. You are never going to go anywhere in life. This is exactly what Krishna is telling over here. The false ego of the living entity places him in bondage and awards him exactly the opposite of what he really desires. The boy desired to go into some engineering and it never happened. A person who takes loan thinks that next time when I take a loan, now I'm going to get out of my problem. Never happens. A person who is playing horses or in Las Vegas, every time he takes money from outside saying, next time I'm going to win. Never happens. It never happens. Any person who keeps on having affairs after affairs after affairs, the next affair is not going to be good. Never happens. And this has been written, this book has been written thousands of years ago. Don't think that anything different is going to happen. It's the same thing which is going to happen. You are never going to go ahead in your life. Therefore, an intelligent person should give up constant anxiety to enjoy material life and remain situated in the Lord, who is beyond the functions of material consciousness. So, because you all are sitting in this satsang, let me tell you, don't get involved in the same thing over and over again by putting it by different names. Don't bullshit yourself. Remove that thought from that mind. Don't go in the same direction again. Focus on what you want to do and only go in that direction. Zero onto the focus. Krishna is saying, zero onto me and you will come to me. That's it. Those who don't believe in Krishna, let me give you an idea about whatever you believe in. Don't have any distractions in your world and don't bullshit yourself by saying some different things. Okay? Because you will make the same mistake again. So go after what you desire the most. Here, if you desire Krishna the most, you will get him. Okay? If you desire admission in a medical college, you will get him. Don't put distractions in the way. Ladki, ladka, ye, wo, tiny, whiny, सब निकाल दो life में से. It is a pain. You will end up not getting your admissions. You will end up not reaching your goals anytime in life. And this is not my words, these are Krishna's words. Okay? According to my instructions, one should fix the mind on me alone. If, however, one continues to see different objects, different values and goals in life, rather than seeing everything within me, then although apparently awake, one is actually dreaming due to incomplete knowledge. Just as one may dream that one has wakened from a dream. This brings us to the second step of those who are on the spiritual path. I will give an example. You see, there is a story of Shivaji Maharaj and his Gurudev. Okay? Shivaji Maharaj is one of the greatest kings of Maharashtra or the Deccan. His Guru was Samartha Ramdas. One day after some wars, Shivaji Maharaj comes and stands in front of his Guru. He is considering him as a Guru and says, I am tired of all these wars. I just want to go away. Can I join your? And I want to become a spiritual person. And actually, he is a spiritual person. So, Samartha Ramdas says, okay, you can join my group. And then he teaches him different things. Teaches him meditation and all kinds of stuff. Gives him the knowledge about spiritual. And then he says, now it is important for you to go and sit in silence in some place. And then he says to one place, go there and sit. Shivaji Maharaj's mother is not able to manage the kingdom. Her name is Jizamata, Jizabai. So she comes to Swami Samartha Ramdas and says, you know what? My son is with you. Can you not give him back to me? Because you see, he has left the kingdom and the kingdom is not being ruled properly. I want him to come back. So he says, see, he's become a sannyasi. I can't help you. He says, no, please. For the good of mankind, you need to do. So Samartha Ramdas says, yes, I will do something. So he calls Shivaji Maharaj from wherever he is doing his silence, meditation and all, calls him. And he looks and he bows down to his Guru. Shivaji Maharaj bows down to his Guru. He is no longer Shivaji Maharaj at that time. Then he has become a simple sadhak. And then he says, do you know this lady? He says, she's Jizamata. Do you know she is the mother of Shivaji Maharaj? He says, I don't know. Are you not Shivaji Maharaj? No, I am a very simple sadhak. So he says, you have to go and rule the kingdom. He says, no, I am not going to rule the kingdom because I am a sannyasi. I cannot rule kingdoms. I cannot own properties. So Samartha Maharaj then says to him, when you came over here, did you remove your feta and your jewels and all and kept them at my feet? Why? I have offered it to you. You are my guru. So this kingdom, whom does it belong to? So Shivaji Maharaj says, Guruji, it belongs to you. So he says, and you are my student? Yes. Are you willing to do anything for me? Yes. Now, become the administrator of my kingdom, the Guru tells him. Go and rule my kingdom. This kingdom belongs to me, correct? Now go and rule the kingdom. This is your Guru's Agya. And Shivaji Maharaj says, yes, I will rule this kingdom as somebody who is going to do it for you. And he does it in the name of his Guru. Why did I tell you this story? It's because of these instructions over here. After that, the kingdom is ruled by Shivaji Maharaj in a very unique manner. He takes the, yesterday I put those chappals, on Facebook. So exactly like that, he takes the padukas of his Guru, keeps it on the throne over there, and sits in another chair next to it and rules the kingdom in the name of his Guru. Here Krishna is saying the same thing. He is saying, everything that you do in this world, do it for me. I am your master. I am everything to you. If I tell you that you have to do this, please do it. Don't do anything different, because you are now subject to me. So do everything for me alone. Then no sin will be accrued. So if there is somebody who is doing something for its own personal benefits, remember this. It is extremely important that you do it for the dear Lord, not for yourself. If you are going to do for yourself, you are going to suffer very badly, because there are the pros and the cons to it. But if you are doing it for the Lord, you will not suffer, because the Lord is the final person who is getting all the benefits, isn't it? Exactly how we have to see and behave. So there are certain people over here who want to become successful business people. Some people over here who want to join the Howards of this world. Don't bullshit yourself. There are some people who want to become great in their jobs. They want to grow in their careers. Some of you want to travel to various beautiful places. Some of you want to grow up in their life, create some things. Please don't bullshit yourself by doing the same mistake again and again and again. Just do it for the Lord. And you will find that your goals will be attained easily. Because you will become like that Shivaji Maharaj. You will rule the kingdom properly. And never bullshit yourself. Always do what is the right thing in this world. Keep your focus absolutely zeroed onto it, because you are doing it for the Lord and not for yourself. If you are going to do it for yourself or for some small benefits, material benefit, you are never going to have the goodness or the success in it. But if you are going to be doing it for the Lord, do it for Krishna, do it for Jesus, do it for anybody whom you believe in, then you will be doing the right thing. But if you are going to be saying, I am doing it for myself, I want to grow, it's not going to work. Distractions will come like this, like the liquor bottles and marijuana and all these things that I said, all this in the full satsang. So to avoid that, just focus on to me. According to my instructions, I'll read this entire verse once again. I hope you understood this verse. According to my instructions, one should fix the mind on me alone. If, however, one continues to see many different values and goals in life, rather than seeing everything within me, then, although apparently awake, one is actually dreaming due to incomplete knowledge. Just as one may dream that one has awakened from a dream. So remember this. You will be as if doing it for yourself. So don't do like that. Always do it for me. That is what Krishna says. Alright? So we will stop over here and I will see you all tomorrow. Okay.